So, do you avoid caffeinated beverages? Because I don't think I've ever seen you drink a soda with caffeine in it.
That's a silly question, of course.
Well, no, you
I
always...
mean, I drink whatever soda is delicious, okay? You know, I don't care if there's caffeine in it or not. As long as it's delicious. I don't consider caffeinated soda to be
particularly flavorful?
No, I don't consider caffeine to be like a drug or anything. It's just a coincidence that they put caffeine in delicious sodas.
Okay, because I mostly see you just drink orange soda or Sprite and stuff, but you like more of the citrusy sodas.
Anything that has flavor, anything besides Pepsi or Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah. So Mountain Dew.
So like there are those, you know, the ones that have caffeine in it. I also drink. I don't pay attention to it. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, no problem.
All right, so I have Chad Reid here, and we're just gonna have a little conversation on the record, okay? So I just wanted to get you, you know, on the record on some of the things you've said. It should be fun. Like one of the things. Let's see. No, there's so many things I wanted to talk to you about. And I'll just put this up on online on YouTube. Okay.
I didn't agree to this, so I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
You don't agree? What's wrong? I thought you were fine a few minutes ago.
What, talking about sodas?
Hey, soda, you know, whatever you want to talk about, man. You know, we're just here to having a fun conversation. I mean, isn't it kind of strange that you would say things to me that you don't actually want people to know that you're saying to me? Isn't that, like, strange? I mean, you were talking about conspiracy theory. We were talking about conspiracy theories the other day. And you were telling me that, you know, it's ridiculous of me. Well, you're saying that if you go online and you find, if you start reading conspiracy theories, you know, that people have come up with, you know, it makes, if it makes sense to you, then you might actually agree with what's being said. Like the one you were talking about, you were saying that you believe that basically the American wars after the Revolutionary War, besides the 1812 war, those were all not as depicted in the history books. There's some kind of conspiracy about the real motivations behind those wars. And you say that you're a history buff, you like to read up on history, and so when you read about these alternate theories of the motivations, you know, with the bankers and all of that, you found that it was convincing enough, and you're not willing to say anything about that on the record? I mean, what would be so worrying about just confirming it on the record?
No comment.
No comment? That's strange. You've never said no comment before. You thought it was like unfair of me when I would say no comment. So now you think that's a fair thing to kind of say?
Just taking a page out of your book.
Oh, so you realize that it's like, it's strategically, it may be a good thing to do at times, right?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, all right. So I suppose, you know, you're learning a little bit from me. That would be good. Now, if only you would also learn some of the other things that I do, and just like incorporate those as well. Man, you'd be a force to reckon with, actually. And let me see. Like, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was, let's see. You were talking about how about your views on foreign policy? Yeah, like Trump you know, they're just about to, they were working on the immigration bill, right? About the Dreamers and all of that. I was wondering, you know, what is it that you think about Dreamers? Do you support some kind of legislation that would provide a path to citizenship for Dreamers?
If they can prove to be productive citizens and they actually can contribute to the society, why not? That's how other countries do it. That's how the civilized world does it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, shoot, I've seen polls. I've heard of the polls that currently, like 80% of Americans support some kind of, support the Dreamers, basically. But in Congress, the Republicans are the ones who are, you know, arguing against it and, shoot, going so far as to vote to restrict even legal immigration. So yeah, Trump's administration is a little strange on that point.
Well, the real thing is, I mean, are any sides of politicians or any side of it, the political spectrum, are they really for the people? A lot of them, it's just following the wills of special interest groups and lobbyists. So I feel like there needs to be a true party that actually cares about the people. I
mean, I would say that that's the Democratic Party. I mean, why would you smear all people, all politicians in Washington, D.C. as if they don't actually care about people? It could be that it's the Democrats who actually care about the homeless and the poor and the powerless, and that those special interest groups that are on the side of the powerless, those are not automatically equivalent to the interest groups on the side of the wealthy. You see? You see how there's there could be an asymmetry there, you understand?
Yeah, but I really feel like they're being disingenuous. They're just virtue signaling. I honestly believe both sides. There's some good on both sides, but I feel the majority are just, they both have their own end goals, which I think are nefarious. They're just doing it in a different way.
How could there be a nefarious end goal when it comes to protecting Dreamers? How could that be? Like, you claimed virtue signaling.
I can answer that simply. In my honest opinion, I feel a lot of them don't care about the Dreamers or the immigrants. They're just trying to find another group of voters, and if anything, they're exploiting them, which I feel is almost as bad as like the Republicans just completely wanting to throw them out of the country for whatever their potential racist views. So I mean, really.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to me.
No problem.